Today we are going to learn how to make digestive system of man in an easy way. For making the digestive system, first of all you have to know you need an oral cavity. Oral cavity is a cavity just inside the mouth. Then you have to make nasal cavity like this, because if there are no nasal cavity then you cannot swallow the food. Then you just have to come downward like this, coming downward, and you can make the salivary gland, pair of salivary gland here, just like this, and you are coming downward, and then you are making the stomach like an inverted D. Then you are just following the curvature and just making a U-shaped loop like structure, and this is the first part of small intestine and it is known as duodenum. Then you have to mark a point just below the duodenum like this, and you have to mark another point in a straight way from this part of the stomach like this. Then you have to connect these two points in this way. By seeing the diagram, you can know you are making an inverted U like this, and you are making the sac-like structure opposite to the previous ones, and just making the double sac-like structures. This is the large intestine. This is colon of large intestine, and you are just connecting the small intestine to the large intestine and entering inside the cavity here. Then you just have to mark a center point like this, then make a opening of anus like this, and you are terminating the large intestinal part to this opening like this. This is the anus, this one is rectum. Then you are making a large sac-like structure like this. This is the first part of large intestine and this is known as the cecum. And just opposite to this, there is a sac-like structure. This is known as vermiform appendix. And just move inside the cavity like this. This is the last part of small intestine and it is ileum. To cover the abdominal cavity with small intestine, you just have to draw 1, 2, 3 random lines and just start making a double tubular structure in these lines like this. You are also making some double tubular lines with this straight line. If you find some empty space, then you have to just draw the same tubular line so that you can see the small intestine, the foldings of the small intestine are inside this cavity. Then here is the liver. Liver is just covering the curvature of stomach. This is the liver. Just behind the stomach there is pancreas. And let's complete the diagram now. Let's make a nose here and a lip here, then chin here, then neck down like this. and just make the cranium or skull head like this and run downward like this. This is the neck region. This sketch is not compulsory in the diagram of alimentary canal. However, you can make it. Then you just have to make shoulder, but before making the shoulder, you just have to draw a straight line along the cavity like this, and then only you are making the shoulder like structure and running downward by making the hand like this, and the same way in the right side you are making the hand, shoulder, and then the arm like this. This is the complete alimentary canal that terminates downward from nasal cavity and oral cavity to the anus. Then after we are going to label the diagram. We are starting from here. This is nasal cavity. Nasal cavity. This is the oral cavity. In oral cavity, you can also make the tongue. This one is the salivary gland that play important role in digestion of carbohydrate. This is the esophagus. You can also call it food pipe. This one is the stomach. This is another digestive gland, and it is pancreas. It produces the digestive enzymes that digest protein, carbohydrate, and fat. And this one is the liver. Liver is the only one largest digestive gland present inside the human body. Then this one is the first part of a small intestine. It is U-shaped in structure and it is known as duodenum. And this part is called jejunum. This is the middle part of small intestine, and the last part is known as ileum, where the absorption takes place. And let's continue the diagram. From this sac-like structure, this is the first part of large intestine and it is called cecum. This one is the colon part and it is moving upward, so it is known as ascending colon. This is running transversely just below the stomach and it is known as transverse colon. And this is running downward, and this part of large intestine is known as descending colon. Now from descending colon we are moving downward, and this part is the rectum. And finally the ending point of alimentary canal and is known as anus. This is the complete diagram of digestive system of man. And digestive system includes digestive glands and the alimentary canal and the physiology of digestion. And so you can call it as the diagram of alimentary canal. Figure, this is the elementary canal of man. Thank you so much.